As you are well aware, the stock peaked at about 265 at the end of December. My original goal is for Tesla to drop to below 164 within the next 3 to 4 weeks, which would be roughly 133% below its current price. Its first real bottom might result from that. I believe it has the ability to rise significantly, but doing so will require the stock to rise above a certain level, specifically around 265. Therefore, I have a suspicion that we will strive for the highest points ever if that occurs. Before peaking out, it is actually bullish for the majority of this year and the upcoming year. There are therefore better days ahead for Tesla's stock, and I believe that they will probably begin this spring and continue to rise for the most of the year. An influential figure in the finance world, Mark Newton of Fundstrat, has some positive opinions on Tesla's shares. He is referring to $265 per share as a specific target that has the potential to ignite a surge. Tesla's stock price may soar to even greater heights if it can break through this threshold. Newton is not the only one who believes this. Also in agreement is the staff of Fundstrat Global, which was co-founded by the well-known Tom Lee. The fact that they are all keeping a close eye on this figure suggests that it might be a turning point for Tesla's stock, which is definitely something that investors should watch. Please make sure to help us by liking this video and subscribing to Tesla Stock News before we get started. Let's begin. Let's take a closer look at what is referred to as technical analysis. As is well known, traders utilize this technology to forecast future changes in stock prices by analyzing historical patterns. There are more subtleties to the stock market than just simple statistics and figures. A company's stock price may not always represent its fundamentally sound performance. Before prices begin to grow, they may occasionally stall or even decline. Experts predict that Tesla may hit a low of about 164, and it may even fall as low as 143 before beginning to rise once more. Because of this volatility, investment can be compared to riding a roller coaster, which is full of ups and downs. And this intricate puzzle is not the only one. To determine when it is optimal to purchase or sell stocks, analysts employ a variety of techniques. Well, a large portion of my analysis just focuses on tracking trends, momentum, mood, cycles, and seasonality. Most of my research indicated that this year's low should occur in March or April, and that it should be the lowest of the year. However, I must admit that I was quite pleased to see it go as planned. Furthermore, the stock is currently, technically speaking, in far better shape than it was back in February. Therefore, I believe that this is generally excellent news for investors. You always enjoy seeing trends break, and it's best when they happen frequently and especially when there's good news on the horizon. And that's frequently what can influence the stock instead of the fundamentals. They look at topics like cyclical patterns, Fibonacci levels, and changes in stock prices. Though supported by extensive historical and mathematical study, this method is similar to reading tea leaves. These techniques produced a successful forecast earlier this year that Tesla's price would fall to a low in March or April. The study now reveals that Tesla's stock is in far better shape after that decline, suggesting a more robust and optimistic picture going forward. Knowing and applying technical analysis can give you important information about when it could be time to make investments, particularly in erratic equities like Tesla. It involves more than just chance. It involves deciphering intricate patterns and using that information to guide judgments. Those closely monitoring the market may have seen some interesting changes in stock trends since November 2021, especially with Tesla. The stock started to emerge from what is referred to as a downtrend, in which prices had been declining for a while. This change implies a reversal of the trend. Tesla's stock prices began to level out and then consolidate rather than keep falling. Consolidation, in which the stock price goes sideways as though building strength for a big upward rise, is similar to taking a deep breath before a jump. This conduct suggests that Tesla may be preparing for a significant increase in the value of its stock. As we anticipate the fall, there is a lot of excitement about the possibility that Tesla will surpass $300. The Cycle Finder tool is one of the sophisticated tools that analysts are using to monitor and forecast these changes. Using historical data, This tool assists individuals in comprehending and predicting the rhythms and patterns in stock price movements. They are currently observing what could be a minor peak in the near future, a little increase in stock prices. But it's anticipated that this will just be a short spike before the stock briefly pauses. It is anticipated that the stock would rise even further following this lull, which may be a thrilling time for Tesla investors. And for Tesla fans, the news continues getting better. Renowned stock analyst Mark Newton of Fundstrat has been keeping a careful eye on Tesla. He has a very high outlook on Tesla's future. Newton thinks that Tesla is not just rebounding, but is also on course to potentially achieve or even surpass its prior high records, despite the numerous difficulties and market swings the company has recently experienced. The pink line cycles, a technical indicator that is displaying good tendencies for Tesla, are contributing to this optimistic attitude. It implies that rather than merely making a resurgence, Tesla is putting itself in a position to outperform its competitors in the stock market. Okay, people, let's examine something rather fascinating: how stock markets behave in election years. It would seem reasonable to assume that investors would become anxious and hesitant due to the uncertainty around elections. But this anticipation is frequently not met by reality. The wall of worry is one such phenomena. In essence, the stock market doesn't just remain stable, it frequently rises in spite of all the turmoil and anxiety surrounding the election. The reason for this unexpected increase is that investors continue to make investments despite their reservations, which drives the market higher. During the height of the election season, from August to November, the markets may exhibit indications of consolidation. Given that everyone is waiting to see how the elections turn out, stocks may not see any notable increases. In a sense, investors are holding their breath. However, we often see a robust recovery in market performance after the election is settled and the uncertainty subsides. As normalcy returns, markets rise as if everyone is exhaling in relief. Moving on to the economic indicators, the Federal Reserve frequently plays a significant role in this drama, especially with regard to the dollar and interest rates. The Fed is now expected to begin lowering interest rates as early as September. Treasury yields, which are effectively the return on government assets, have a well-established correlation with the stock market. The stock market usually gains when Treasury yields decline. Lower interest rates encourage investment and expenditure by making borrowing more affordable, which typically raises stock values. There is a major twist, though. We may be entering more challenging times, according to longer-term economic cycles. According to analysts, the economy may begin to exhibit signs of weakening in the upcoming year, which might result in recession by 2026. It serves as a reminder that although markets respond to short-term shifts, underlying economic cycles have a longer-term strategy. The future appears especially bright for those who are keeping a watch on Tesla. According to optimistic market experts, Tesla's stock is about to begin a phase of significant rises. They predict that between this November and the spring or summer of next year, it may hit all-time highs. Given all of the whirling market uncertainty, this could be a message for Tesla stockholders to hang onto their shares because these possible profits could prove to be substantial. Here's a helpful suggestion for stock market watchers who want to determine when it would be a good time to purchase a specific stock. Consider that the price of a stock is ranging from $222 to $225. This might be a great time to buy. Why? Because it is typically an indication that the stock may rise even more when the trading volume, or the quantity of shares being bought and sold, rises sharply as the price begins to rise. Investors view this as a bullish or favorable indicator and frequently refer to it as volume expansion during a breakout. In stock trading, there is also a concept known as support levels. In the event that the stock price drops, consider these as safety nets. It's usually a hint that it would be time to buy if you see the stock price approaching these levels, in this example around 233 and not falling below. The C level, you let me know.